You sit in your favorite chair, perhaps the one by the window, with the light streaming in just the way you like. The air feels quiet, the room feels familiar. Everything around you, from the curtains to the scent of the room, brings a sense of comfort. You have lived in this space for years. You know every corner. It is your home. And yet, without meaning to, you take a deep breath and notice something. It does not feel as clear as it used to. Maybe it is just a passing feeling, a slight tightness in the chest, a little more coughing than usual, a bit more fatigue in the afternoon, even when you have not done much. You chalk it up to aging, to weather, to being tired. But deep down, a quiet question forms. What if something in my home, something I cannot see, is affecting how I feel? As we grow older, we spend more time indoors. Our homes become our safe places, our peaceful retreat from a fast-moving world. But what many people do not realize is that the air inside those walls, the very air we breathe every hour of every day, can be quietly impacted by everyday objects. Objects we trust, products we have used for years, items we never think twice about. And after 60, when your lungs may be more sensitive and your energy more precious, even small changes in air quality can affect how you feel. You may not notice them right away, but your body does. This is not about fear. It is about awareness, about noticing what you have lived with for so long and gently asking yourself, is this helping me feel better or worse? Today, we will explore 4 common household items that could be secretly polluting your air and how small, simple changes can help you breathe easier, feel clearer, and continue to live in a home that supports your well-being. After 60, your body begins to respond more strongly to the environment around you, especially the air you breathe each day. You may notice a lingering cough that was not there before, or a bit more tiredness when moving through your home. These changes may not always come from within. Sometimes they come from things around you that have quietly gone unnoticed. The truth is, air quality inside the home can affect your lungs, your sleep, and even your memory. And yet, most people do not realize that some of the most common items, the ones meant to make our homes feel fresher, cleaner, or more comfortable, may be releasing invisible irritants into the air. Today, we will gently explore 4 everyday household items that might be quietly polluting your space and offer simple, thoughtful ways to make your home not just cozy, but truly supportive of your well-being. There is something comforting about the soft glow of a candle in the evening, or the familiar scent of a room spray that makes your space feel clean and warm. These small touches become part of your home's personality: the smell of lavender before bed, a citrus burst in the kitchen, or a floral note in the hallway. But behind that comfort, there is something else you may not see, and you almost never smell. A hidden layer that could be quietly polluting the air around you, especially after 60, when your lungs begin to ask for more gentleness and less irritation. Many scented candles and air fresheners contain something called VOCs, volatile organic compounds. These are chemicals that turn into gas when released into the air. That gas mixes into the very air you breathe, and over time, it can irritate your lungs, trigger allergies, or cause headaches, especially if your home is not well ventilated. Some candles also contain paraffin wax, which, when burned, can release similar particles found in diesel fumes. You may not see them, but your lungs feel them. And in a home where windows are often closed and time is spent indoors, that exposure slowly adds up. Gloria, 68, loved filling her living room with the scent of vanilla. Every evening, she would light a candle and sit in her armchair with a cup of tea. It was her favorite ritual, a way to wind down, to feel calm. But over time, she began to develop a dry cough. It was not constant, just enough to notice. Her doctor suggested she pay attention to her air. That was when she realized the candle she loved was making the room feel more closed in, less breathable. She switched to a natural beeswax candle with no fragrance and began opening the window just a crack. The cough faded within weeks. That is the thing with comfort: it can carry both peace and harm, depending on how it is made. You do not need to give up the sense of calm that comes from scent or ritual, but you might try gentler options. Natural essential oil diffusers with pure oils, beeswax, or soy candles without artificial fragrances, or even a bundle of dried herbs like lavender or eucalyptus hanging in the shower. Open your windows for even 10 minutes a day when the weather allows. Let the fresh air mix in and carry the unseen irritants out. You deserve a home that smells lovely and also lets you breathe deeply. Because after 60, breathing should feel like a blessing, not a struggle. And the things you bring into your space, even the ones meant to soothe, should not come at the cost of your well-being. Sometimes, strength is not in what we hold on to. It is in what we choose to let go of, gently, in exchange for something that truly serves our health. Breathe softer. Live clearer. There is a kind of comfort in walking barefoot across a soft rug. The feeling of warmth beneath your feet, the quiet texture of fabric woven into your home story. Many of us have lived with the same rugs or carpeting for years, maybe even decades. They hold memories, match the curtains, and give a sense of softness to the space. But what we do not always realize is that under those fibers, something else may be building something we cannot see, but our bodies can feel. Over time, carpets and rugs can become silent collectors. They hold on to dust, pet dander, mold spores, pollen, and even chemical residue from cleaning products or shoes. If a rug is older, or if the carpet has not been professionally cleaned in years, those tiny particles begin to settle deep into the fabric. They do not just sit there, they become part of the air you breathe. Every time you walk across the rug or sit down nearby, a few of those particles rise up into the air. You may not notice them, but your lungs do. Walter, 74, had always enjoyed reading in his den, a quiet room with plush carpeting, books lining the walls, and a large, cozy chair in the corner. Over time, though, he noticed that he often felt congested after spending time in there. He began to assume it was just allergies, or perhaps the air outside. But when his daughter visited and mentioned the slight musty smell in the room, Walter began to wonder if the carpet had something to do with it. After getting the carpet professionally cleaned with a HEPA vacuum system and using a portable air purifier, the difference was noticeable within days. He could breathe easier, the heaviness in the air lifted. Eventually, Walter replaced the old carpet with hardwood flooring and a washable cotton rug. It changed the feel of the room not just in appearance, but in breathability. Your carpet does not need to be removed today, but it may help to start with gentle steps. Vacuum regularly with a vacuum that uses a HEPA filter. These filters trap finer particles and stop them from being blown back into the air. If you have area rugs, consider washing them every few months. If you notice musty smells, persistent allergies, or frequent coughing when in certain rooms, it may be worth looking at what is underfoot. You can also try opening the windows, even for short periods, to let fresh air circulate. Sometimes, we forget how much our homes need to breathe, too. We do not always want to change things that have been with us a long time. They feel like part of who we are, but the body changes with time, and so must the things around us. You deserve a home that holds your memories, but not the particles that make your lungs work harder than they need to. Let your space grow with you. Let your air become your ally. Have any of these first two items made you pause and think about your own home? Maybe a favorite candle or a rug that has been with you for years? If so, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience could gently help someone else reflect on their space too. Here at Wise Age Wisdom, we believe that small changes done with care and calm can lead to better days, clearer air, and a stronger connection to your own well-being. If this video has helped you feel more aware, more empowered, or simply more understood, I invite you to subscribe. This is a space for gentle learning, steady growth, and emotional support as we age with intention and peace. Now, let us continue and look at another everyday item that may be doing more harm than good, even when we think it is helping. There is something deeply satisfying about a clean home. The scent of a freshly wiped counter, the sparkle of a well-cleaned mirror, the crisp smell that lingers after you have finished scrubbing the bathroom. For many people, those scents feel like signs of care, proof that the space is safe, cared for, and welcoming. But sometimes, the very products we use to clean our homes may be leaving something behind, not just shine, but residue in the air that can quietly affect our health. Many common cleaning sprays, especially those with strong fragrances or antibacterial claims, contain chemicals like ammonia, bleach, and synthetic solvents. When sprayed into the air, these particles do not simply land and disappear. They linger, they float. They enter your lungs and sometimes stay longer than your breath does. Over time, exposure to these chemicals, especially in closed spaces, can irritate your nose, eyes, throat, and lungs. And for people over 60, who may already be more sensitive to fumes or respiratory discomfort, that exposure becomes even more important to notice. Evelyn, 70, always prided herself on having a spotless kitchen and bathroom. She used the same bright blue cleaner for years, the one that promised to kill 99% of germs. But lately, every time she cleaned, she would feel a bit dizzy. Her throat would tighten. Sometimes she would need to sit down and open a window just to catch her breath. At first, she thought it was just fatigue, but when her daughter came over and asked about the strong smell in the bathroom, Evelyn began to wonder. She did a little reading and found that some of the ingredients in her cleaner were known to trigger respiratory issues, even in healthy people. That day, she replaced it with a simple solution, white vinegar and warm water, with a splash of lemon juice for scent. It was not as flashy. It did not bubble or shine with the same chemical clean, but she no longer felt dizzy. She no longer had to rest after cleaning, and the bathroom, somehow, felt more peaceful. You do not need to throw out everything under your sink today, but you can begin with awareness. Try reading the labels. Notice which products have strong artificial scents. Look for words like fragrance, warning, or use in ventilated areas. If you see those often, it may be worth exploring natural alternatives. There are simple, gentle ways to clean that do not cloud the air. Baking soda for scrubbing, vinegar for windows and counters, Castile soap for floors. Even plain warm water and a microfiber cloth can do more than we give it credit for. And if you prefer ready-made products, look for those labeled fragrance-free, non-toxic, or safe for sensitive environments. Because a clean home should never come at the cost of your breath. It should feel open, calm, and easy to be in, especially after the cleaning is done. Let your air be as clean as your counters. Let your lungs breathe in the care you give to your space. For many years, non-stick pans have been a quiet helper in the kitchen, making eggs glide across the surface, keeping cleanup simple, and saving tired hands from heavy scrubbing. They feel like a convenience we have earned. But as the years pass, and we become more thoughtful about the little things that shape our health, it is worth pausing to ask, what is really happening when that pan heats up? Many traditional non-stick pans use a coating known as PTFE, most commonly recognized under the brand name Teflon. While this material is safe at low to moderate heat, things begin to change when the temperature climbs. At high heat, often above 450 degrees Fahrenheit, these coatings can begin to break down and release fumes into the air. These fumes are invisible, odorless, and often go unnoticed. But that does not mean your body does not feel them. Short-term exposure to overheated non-stick coatings can cause something called polymer fume fever, with symptoms like headache, sore throat, or mild flu-like feelings. While this is more commonly reported in industrial settings or extreme cases, even light exposure over time may affect your breathing, especially if you already live with a sensitive respiratory system or spend a lot of time in a small kitchen space with poor ventilation. Harold, 73, had used the same frying pan for over 15 years. It was his go-to for everything: eggs, grilled cheese, stir fries. But one afternoon, after accidentally leaving it on the burner for too long, he noticed a strange feeling in his chest. No smoke, no strong smell, just a faint tightness that took a while to ease. Later, after reading about non-stick coatings and high heat, he decided it was time to make a change. He replaced his old pan with a ceramic-coated skillet and a small cast iron pan. The transition took getting used to, but over time, he noticed he felt more at ease in the kitchen. The air felt clearer. The meals, somehow, even tasted better. You do not need to throw away everything in your cabinets today, but it may be helpful to look at the age and condition of your pans. Are they scratched or chipped? Do you often cook on high heat? If so, it may be time to gently consider an upgrade. Ceramic, stainless steel, and cast iron are all sturdy, safe alternatives. They may take a bit more care, but they come with the peace of knowing your meals are not releasing anything more than flavor into the air. And if you do choose to continue using non-stick pans, use them on low to medium heat only. Never preheat them empty. Always cook with ventilation, a window open, a fan running, the air allowed to move freely. Because cooking is not just about feeding your body. It is about nourishing the space you live in, the breath you take between each meal, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your kitchen is a place of care. Let your meals be warm. Let your air be clean. Let your comfort and your health cook side by side. You cannot see it, you cannot hold it in your hand, but the air in your home, the space between the walls, the invisible breath around your body plays a quiet role in how you feel each day. It surrounds you, enters your lungs, and travels through your bloodstream. It does not ask permission. It simply becomes part of you. And yet, most of us never think about it. We decorate our homes, we clean our homes, but rarely do we ask, is the air in this room helping me feel better or worse? As we age, our bodies change in ways we may not fully notice at first. Our lungs become more sensitive. Our immune systems may slow a little. Fatigue lasts longer. Sleep becomes lighter. We often blame these changes on the number of candles on the birthday cake. But sometimes, the culprit is not age, it is the environment around us. And often, it begins with the air. Many seniors report waking up feeling groggy, with dry throats or stuffy noses, even when they are otherwise healthy. Some notice headaches or cloudy thinking in the late afternoon. Others feel winded after doing simple tasks. These symptoms can be caused by a range of factors, of course, but the air we breathe is almost always part of the story. Think about your space. Is there a room that feels heavier than others? Is there a scent that lingers longer than it should? Do you find yourself cracking the window open just to feel like you can breathe deeply again? These small clues often go unnoticed, especially when we have lived in the same space for years. But your body notices, your breath notices, your energy notices. The good news is that improving the air in your home does not require anything dramatic. You do not need fancy machines or expensive renovations. What you need is intention, the willingness to notice, to shift, to care gently for the space that holds your days. Open a window when the weather allows. Let fresh air in, even for 10 minutes a day. Consider replacing or cleaning the items that may be affecting your air candles, carpets, cleaners, cookware. Choose safer alternatives, not out of fear, but out of respect for the life you are still living fully. Your home should feel like a sanctuary, a place where you can breathe easily, sleep peacefully, and move gently through your day without wondering why you feel off. Every small change you make to protect your air is a loving message to your body. It says, I want you to stay strong. I want you to feel good here. I want this space to support your life, not complicate it. After 60, your environment becomes more than a backdrop. It becomes a partner in your well-being. And the air, though silent and unseen, is one of your closest companions. Let it be kind to you. Let it lift you up. Let it help you feel as alive inside your home as you do in your heart. You have spent a lifetime building your home not just with walls and furniture, but with memories, love, and care. Every corner holds a story. Every object has meaning. And now, as you move through this next chapter of life, the space around you becomes more than just familiar, it becomes essential to your well-being. The 4 household items we explored, scented candles and air fresheners, old carpets and rugs, cleaning sprays, and non-stick cookware, are not enemies. They are part of the life you have lived. But as your body changes, your needs change too. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is ask, does this still serve me? You are not being dramatic, you are being wise. Because how you feel in your home matters. Your breath, your energy, your peace, these are the quiet foundations of independence and clarity. And your air, though invisible, holds the power to either support or slowly weigh you down. This is not about being perfect. It is about being present, being aware, taking small, steady steps to shape your environment so it reflects the same care you give to others, and now, to yourself. Maybe you will swap out one cleaning spray. Maybe you will crack open a window during your morning routine. Maybe you will begin noticing how your body feels in certain rooms. These are not small acts. They are signs that you are still in conversation with your health, still in partnership with your future. You deserve a home that helps you feel clear, steady, and well. And the air you breathe every single day is a gentle place to begin. You do not need to change everything. Just begin where you are. Breathe softer. live wiser. If one of these household items made you stop and think about your own space, I invite you to share it in the comments. Your story might gently encourage someone else to take a breath, to pause, and to begin noticing their home in a new way. If this video brought you even one moment of clarity or comfort, please give it a like. It helps more hearts like yours find their way here. And if you would like more gentle guidance on how to feel stronger, breathe easier, and grow wiser with each season of life, I warmly invite you to subscribe. Together, we are creating a space of kindness and awareness, a place where your well-being is not rushed and your growth is always welcomed. Your air matters. Your peace matters. Until next time, take gentle care.